Hey! Oh boy, that's bright. Hey, welcome to another edition of Faulkner Fixes All. This is kind of a preview to a live feed, and I was thinking about this frame the other night, and it's an unknown. Like, it's an unknown frame. We don't know anything about this frame. We don't know if it's straight. I did some measurements. I put a piece of string here and held it back to the stays and measured it. There's a way to test the back triangle. You put a piece of string here and you stretch it back to these holes here on each side without the wheel in here. Let's make that go away. Hey, see you later. Okay, so you put the string here and you bring it back to these two holes here as reference points, and you measure from this bar to the inside of the string, and it measured fine. But you know what? This is an unknown frame. This is an unknown frame. I have never ridden this. I doubt Fred has ridden this. I'll have to actually talk to him about that. I really doubt that Fred took this for a ride. It's not his style, for one thing. So it was a gift, and as all good gifts, you must really check them out thoroughly. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to build this up as a runner and wait for the votes to come in about what to do. I'm leaning towards red powder coat because of that red emblem I have. But, you guys a lot of people are leaning towards save the patina. Oh, yeah. Save. Oh, save on that. Oh, yeah, you could save. Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm not leaning towards that. But if the votes come in that's the way you want to roll, then that's what I'll do. But we'll see. Save on that emblem. Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, yeah, it looks really great back here. Anyway, so what we're going to do during the live feed, we're going to make this a runner, just like it is, with no cosmetic work at all. And right now, we're going to make this fork happy with races and various things and a little bit of grease, because I'm not going hog wild on cleaning everything. We're just going to roll it around once it's a runner and make sure the frame, because nothing beats an actual running test of the frame. You can measure all you want. You can get out your micrometer and you can get out your string and you can put the string here and roll it back to these eye holes, and you can do all that. And you can get super happy and you can measure from here to there, and you can get out your laser calipers or whatever fancy NASA stuff you got. Anyway, nothing beats an actual riding test. You'll know in 4 seconds. If this thing dives to the right, you got a fork problem. If it dives to the left, you got a fork problem. If there's some kind of slow wandering thing going on, either this is twisted or back in there. So nothing beats an actual road test. And I hate to say it, but we actually have to build this up. We actually have to build this up before we can bring it to the powder coaters or make it cosmetically better with spray paint and clear coat or whatever the vote comes in at. It's a dead even heat right now. The purists are saying leave it alone, and the people that want to see it fancy are saying we want it powder coated. I don't care. Powder coating isn't that expensive, and I've got that red emblem, and I'm ready to roll. Anyway, I'm leaning towards the powder coating because I know this is never really going to come back. So, keep voting. Maybe you can sway me. Maybe you can't. If enough votes come in that they want this yellow and keep it original, I'll do it. Anyway, so let's build this part up because we know that that'll be like a jump on the live feed. And we'll put during the live feed, I think I'll do the cranks and the seat post and the wheels. That's easy. Yeah, I've got some shop wheels laying around. Anyway, let's do this right now. let's jump in. Anyway, I've heard from the analytics that I talk too long in the intro and I don't do any work. So let's jump right in here. Anyway, this is for tomorrow. Here's the cranks. These are dated 65. I don't know why. Here's some cranks there, crank bearings. This is the chain wheel I'm going to use temporarily. This is a really high geared 18, which I don't really want to use, but it's just a test for the frame. We're okay. Here's some really crappy bars, and I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. That was pretty funny. A Schwinn seat with the correct item there to go on the Schwinn post. Jelly beans, don't worry about those. And various seat posts. This is a Schwinn wannabe post. You can put this in there and run the normal seats. Actually, I'll probably just throw that one in even though it's kinked. A Schwinn stem. And this is what we're going to be concentrating on today here. Now, we're going to see if this will accept the center pull. Well, no, because we're not going to use the gears. We're not going to use the twin stick on this, which it had. It had the twin stick. 68 and above had the twin stick. And so we're not going to be using the twin stick on here. So I'm hoping that gives me enough threads to use this to get the center pull action. Oh, and there's some Schwinn wheel locks. Look at that. This is the model for that. Oh my God. It is the safety model. Oh, I feel so much safer now. Oh my God, I feel so safe. Okay, let's get popping on this. We got to get these forks in. I want to make sure if I can use center pull. I'd like to know now. So this is just kind of a mock-up because I am not bringing this to the powder coater or touching it up with hours of buffing and touching up and clear coating and hours to have it be bent in some way. We are going to ride this. Fred did not ride this. I'm pretty sure he didn't ride this and check it before he gave it to me. Kudos to you, Fred. This is a nice little find, and thank you. But we've got to check it out. There's no way I'm going to do all this work and for some bent varsity. So let's get cracking, folks. I can't be messing around any longer. We got to get these forks on tonight. I did cheat a little bit. I put this race on earlier. We do not have the chrome crown there. I don't know where it is. I don't have one. We will deal with it later after the cosmetic issues. All right. Now, we don't have the right thing for the top here. The right thing for the top would look like this. We don't have that. Or it would look like this one that I upgraded. Or it would look like this one. Or this one. We don't have that. Oh, or this one. Yeah, I'm big on those. Anyway, we don't have that. I don't have a spare one. So we got to slam some normal cones in here right now. Quit messing around. I'm listening to you, analytics. I understand. No talking. Wow, that frame definitely rings true. That's good. All right. Now, we're not cleaning these. We're not doing anything fancy. We're just slamming them in there, folks. That frame is definitely ringing true. I like that. All right. I'm surprised I'm even going to grease these. I mean, this is just a rough Pirate's Guide parlay testing. Yeah, it's kind of a rough guide. We just want to see. I just want to like ride this around a little bit. I was actually going to ghost ride it with no cranks. I might still, but you know, then we wouldn't have a live feed. We got to put cranks in it. We'll make this a running bike, and I hate to do it like that, but this is an unknown. We have to know if we put time and effort into this. You know, we have to know that it's straight and true. All right. not cleaning much. I'm not doing much here, folks. You know, this is an old, dry, cakey bearing. We don't really care. This is just to go up and down the driveway. Up and down our street here. And, you know, Fred's going to chime in and say, yeah, I tested that. It's all good. I tested that frame. Right. He's going to chime in. I know it. Yeah, I tested that. I put about 50 miles on that frame. Right. Okay. Oh, man. We should have wire wheeled that. We should have cleaned those threads. Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah, the bare minimum comes to bite you in the butt. Oh, we just needed torque. We just needed a rag, that's all. Okay, we're doing good. Yeah, like I say, we're just gonna like mock this thing up because I'm kind of worried. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's a really abused Schwinn Varsity from 71. And I would really be bummed if we, you and me, put this thing together and it was bent. Yeah, I'd like to know now if the fork is bent. The fork looks fine. The front of the frame looks fine. The back measured out correctly. I'd like to know now. Okay, so I don't have that fancy washer that goes here, but I have this and it does have a peg in it. And just for our purposes riding around, I think we'll be okay. Okay, it's just enough. That is just enough to get center pull. It's very close. Let's get you in here. That is really close to not working. Yeah. The twin stick is a little thinner than this thick one. Anyway, that's really close to not working, and I don't even think we can run the washer on there. That's really close, but I think it'll be okay, folks. Let's put you back in here. No, those bearings are not feeling that great. Obviously, I didn't clean anything. I didn't even clean the cups. I just slammed them in there, folks. This is just, okay, this is not my normal fare. This is not a show bike or even close to me riding on long distances. This is just me making sure the bike is straight, okay? So we can deal with that. It's okay. Throw me a bone here. Throw me a bone here. Yeah, I'm using junk to make sure junk is okay. That's it. All right, so we're good there. I mean, we can work on that. We can work with that. All right, let's throw the let's do some more cheating for the live feed. Let's put this really badly painted over Schwinn seat clamp because yes, when I ride the bike, I have to have a seat. Okay, so let's put this on, and I'll show you a trick how to get that on without marring the paint. But I'm not really worried about this one. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, when you got a nice bike with good paint, you spread it out with 2 screwdrivers, preferably 2 Phillips. And see, it doesn't really want to go on now, and you would chip the paint if you did. So you spread it out, and then it goes on nicely. And leave a fat eighth up here. Leave a nice fat eighth there. And don't whack it over like this. You'll chip the paint or the powder coating. All right. We have addressed this bolt earlier. It's in decent shape. We will put a little grease on it. And this is no way of building this bike. This is in no way building this bike for, you know, permanent use in the collection. This is just me worrying about the actual the actual straightness of the frame. And I'm having some issues. You know what's funny is I took this black clamp and bolt out of my parts bin, and it did not come from this bike. I guarantee you it didn't come from this bike. But on this bolt is a little yellow overspray. That's hilarious. It was all meant to be. Okay. All right, I think that's where we're going to call it. We just thought we'd come out here, get a thumbnail for the live feed, and show you guys what I'm going to be doing. This is going to be a running bike. At the end of the live feed, I can't bring you with me, but I'll probably ride it around in here just to see. But the next day, Sunday, I'll take it on a little ride around our neighborhood just to make sure. But this is going to be a running bike, and everything's right here. There's the wheels. Front wheels not Schwinn. Oh well. That's the seat I'm going to use. Those are the bars. Oh yeah, and I got a funny story about these bars. Let me go over here for a second. I was cleaning these bars. You're going to love this. You know, it's always funny what you find. Anyway, I was blowing some compressed air through the bars because they felt a little heavy. I was like, oh, let me blow some compressed air through here. So I'm blowing some compressed air through, and all this paper and mouse nests and all this stuff comes. Once I jammed in there with I was actually using a hacksaw blade, actually, and getting it around there. And it blew across the shop, and out came a bunch of paper. And in the paper, in these bars, was this little black cat firecracker. And there was a bunch of paper in there as well. Now, you know, when I was a kid, we used to do some goofy stuff and, you know, put some bottle rockets in your handlebars and, you know, just to find this firecracker, this black cat firecracker in these bars, which aren't even like Stingray. But I thought that was really funny. And you can see it's a black cat. Cheapest firecracker in the world. Yeah, that's hilarious. Anyway, you never know what you're going to find in these bikes. Okay, so tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we're going to make this a runner. And it's going to be no joke. I'll have everything set up. Apparently, the analytics are saying that I lag on the camera setup and lighting, and I like mess with stuff. It'll be ready to go. We're going to turn on the live feed, and we're going to make this a runner. And I'll make this a runner in 45 minutes. It'll be done. It won't be pretty, especially with this seat and these bars, and yeah, especially with this junk and these junky wheels. And you know, this is a non-Schwinn wheel, but this back one is Schwinn. But yeah, you know where that came from. Anyway, yeah, we'll make it right. And if you have questions about gears and 700C, please feel free to ask me during the live feed. You can make these bikes have gears. I made it look like it wasn't possible, but it is. It's totally possible. You can use the twin stick here if you have to. You've got the cabling here. It's just a derailleur on the 700C wheel. There's no issue. You can make a Schwinn Varsity, Schwinn Continental, Schwinn Superior. You can convert those Continental. You can convert those to 700C, and you can keep your gears. Now, I don't know about using 700C wheels on the original Schwinn rims. I don't know about that. I've never tried that. I know it's a really tight fit. I would stray away from that. Anyway, peace out. I'll see you tomorrow at 6:30. And this is going to be a runner. We are going to ride this around the shop a little bit tomorrow night. You know what? I'll do it in 50 minutes. Okay. There will not be an emblem. There will not be brakes. It will not be pretty. Okay. All right, guys and gals. Peace out. Okay. Do 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 do. No Huffy. What happened? Where's the Huffy?